This is unbelievable. If you haven't seen this yet, Crypto Eddie just put up this video and she says, I'm in disbelief, talking about former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton. And we see who responded here, Brad Garlinghouse, saying, no, I'm in disbelief. I just spent $150 million to defend myself against this prick who was the one that launched the lawsuit versus Ripple. Wait till you hear what he says here. This is unbelievable.
I am very sympathetic to the entrepreneurs who wanted to reach out to the public to raise capital. And I'm very sympathetic to the retail investors who want those opportunities. A lot of what you saw in the ICO craze and what you see from crypto people is great frustration at that state of affairs. Sure. They're right to be frustrated.
You're darn right we're right to be frustrated. First of all, he's sympathetic to entrepreneurs, people like Ripple, that we're meeting with them on a regular basis saying, what do we do here? How do we operate in a compliant way? He's sympathetic to investors. You know how much damage he did to XRP investors? He could care less. Look at this grin on this guy. He looks like the devil himself. I'm so sick of him. And now that he's out of the office, he's Mr. Crypto. Like, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. We should embrace it. It's all about technology. Listen, when he was chair of the SEC, he didn't care about crypto. They put very little thought into regulating the space. He ignored it until his last day on the job, and he decided, you know what, let's just go sue Ripple. Ruin everyone's Christmas, ruin everyone's 3 years. What a waste of time this guy is. And let's continue with what he has to say. And he's right, people are frustrated because it's impossible to raise money if you're trying to do legitimate things. And it's the rest of us regular investors, we're shut out. Like, can we get into OpenAI? Can we get into SpaceX? Can we get into, any of these exciting startup companies? No, we're shut out. And then once they get just stupidly high market caps and most of the gains are already gone, then they let you pile in with your retirement funds and with your money because then it's safe, right? When it's worth a ton, that's safe. That's fine. But when there's some growth to be had, well, no, we need to protect you and keep you away from that. The whole system is rigged. It's unbelievable.
We should be looking at making it easier to raise capital for smaller and medium-sized companies and making it easier for non-accredited investors or even accredited investors to participate in those opportunities.
Would love to hear about how you think about the appropriate way to regulate cryptocurrency, digital assets, which you've already touched on, and some of the trade-offs which you consider. And if you wouldn't mind also commenting on how you think that's different from the current administration and why you think they have a different perspective.
Yeah. So I think the appropriate way to regulate crypto is to recognize that it's a technology, not a product. It's a different technology for, in almost all cases, delivering a product that we already know.
Before this guy rambles on, first of all, it's not about bad laws. We just want the laws. If you have clear rules, Ripple, Polkadot, Cardano, like all these major projects, they're going to follow them. They have no problem. We're talking about multi-billion-dollar enterprises, networks who have, stacked on top of that billion-dollar businesses in their own right that are leveraging the technology. These are people that want to follow the rules. They want to access the capital market in the United States and Europe and all over the place. And it can be done, but you just have to let us know what the rules are. And you won't recognize this fact. They won't tell us the rules because they're making it up as they go along.
In sometimes a more efficient way. I don't know whether it's going to be worth a little or a lot, but I am at the point where I think the market can decide. There's enough, what I would say is efficacy in trading and the like, where we can get to that point. But in terms of regulating crypto, I've sort of been, it's a technology. I think the classification issues about whether a product is a security or a commodity are overblown. I think most of those decisions are pretty easy.
These are easy decisions. No one knows what's going on. Look at that ruling that just came out with Ripple. Everyone said, all the experts said, you know what? Just sell to institutions. That's the safe route. Stay off the secondary market because, hey, you might get some money from some individuals, some retail investors, and that's dangerous. It turned out being the exact opposite of that. It is not easy. And he goes further to say, you know what? Let's have some regulated platforms essentially why we let Congress decide what to do. And as long as you're trading on there and you follow the rules, you're fine. And then once, rules roll out from Congress, we'll adapt then. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, Jay Clayton. But no one will actually do that when they sit in that chair because they're puppets. And once they get out of that chair, well, they're a different type of puppet. Now they're a puppet for industry and for people that want to roll out these services. And so all of a sudden, this guy's Mr. Cryptocurrency, when before he was just Mr. whatever the senators or the Congress people wanted him to do. This is the big problem with our capital markets here. We do a lot of things right. We have a great capital market, biggest in the world, and it's not even close. But we're missing the mark here. And again, it's not people complaining about bad rules. It's just people asking them, tell us what to do, please. That's all we need. The good thing is the days of Jay Clayton and Clayton, Gary Gensler and all these other people we have, it's almost over because guess what? The puppeteers, they want that crypto cash, man. And we see it happening with BlackRock, Fidelity, and they're going to blow this space open. There's no more holding it back. And it's all comes down to money. This is a big industry, and now they can pay to play, and that's exactly what you're going to see happen here. And I think as we go forward, guess who's going to get shut out from those early, when a crypto's early, when it first rolls out, well, we're not going to be able to invest in that. You'll just be able to invest in the nosebleed market cap cryptos. That'll be safe for you, and they'll, block off the rest of it for themselves. It'll be much similar to what we see, unfortunately, within the security space. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Inc. And thank you, Crypto Eddie, for that clip. Make sure you're following her already. But if you're not, follow her on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere you possibly can. Thank you.